Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John. Today I have a new anniversary album review for you. It is the 30th anniversary of Alice Cooper's Hey Stoopid. But before I begin, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. So this is one of those albums that came out kind of during his glam metal period. So back in 1989, he released this album called Trash, and this was a really big hit for him. It had the big hit Poison, and he was capturing that glam metal sound that was very popular during that time. So he wanted to really follow up with it, and on this album, it is really a big album, and by big I mean there's lots of guest performers, lots of guitar shredders, and so let me talk about that now. So this was actually, let me show you the vinyl first. So here's the cover. The cover, I don't really like it that much. I mean, I guess it's okay for an Alice Cooper cover, but he's had better ones. It kind of has the snake and lots of jewels and stuff. I actually like the back of it a lot better. I thought that might be a pretty cool cover, kind of reminiscent of his Paranormal cover. So that's the album. Here's the record. It's on the Epic label, and if anyone remembers that label, and the record also comes with a little insert which has basically all the lyrics. So pretty cool. It's a single disc. It's the record is fairly long. It's about an hour long, and it's just one disc. So, but it still has a very decent sound. I've been listening to it a couple times. It sounds very good. So let me talk about the album again. Released on July 2nd, 1991. So this is a kind of a glam metal. During that time he released 3 glam metal albums, and the third one, The Last Temptation, kind of considered glam, but not really. I think this is actually the one I like the best out of the group. But this was produced by Peter Collins. He was somebody who produced a lot of big names such as Bon Jovi, Billy Squire, and Rush. It was a moderate hit. It reached number 47 on the Billboard 200. Now it has lots of big names. So it has Slash, Ozzy Osbourne, Vinnie Moore, he was from UFO, Joe Satriani, and Steve Vai. Those were the guitar shredders or the guitar gods of that time. And from Motley Crue, Nikki, Sixx, and Mick Mars play on a couple of songs, and I'll be talking about those as I go along. But Alice Cooper's core band is Alice on vocals, Stef Burns on guitar, Hugh McDonald on bass, and he was a bass player who would later join Bon Jovi. I think his first album was the 1995 album, and Mickey Curry on drums. So that was his touring band at the time. So lots of really good songs on here. The album starts out with Hey Stoopid. This was the lead single, the title track. Again, a moderate hit. It reached 78 on the US chart. This one has Slash on it and Ozzy Osbourne. You can hear Ozzy during the breakdown towards the end. You can hear his vocals. It has Joe Satriani. The song does have a heavy glam metal sound. It's a decent song, but it's a good way to start the album. Next song is called Love's a Loaded Gun, and this was a moderate hit as well. It reached 31 on the rock charts, and I'm talking about the US charts in this video. It was a single. The B-side was a cover of Jimi Hendrix's Fire. I've actually never heard that one. I should look it up. This probably sounds pretty cool. So this is a power ballad, and it has that melodic lead guitar in the intro. Very similar sound from the songs from the Trash album, and it really captures that particular sound. Next is Snakebite. This one's a little bit of a heavier song, still captures that glam metal sound, but it's more of a rocking tune. This one has a few memorable guitar riffs, and it is a pretty cool song. Next one is called Burning Our Bed, and this is another ballad. This one also features Joe Satriani. Starts out with some acoustic guitars. It does have that typical sound that Alice Cooper had with the the power ballads at that time. So this is another song that, you know, could have been on Trash album. Does have the heavy chorus, has like an orchestral sound. So this is another good one. I don't think it was released as a single though. The next one is called Dangerous Tonight. And this is a song that was co-written by Desmond Child. Now he's a really big name when it comes to like songwriters. He wrote songs for Kiss, Bon Jovi, and Aerosmith, and he's just one of those big names that he's always creating hits. The song opens with some church organs, has kind of like a metal riff, but it's not really a fast-paced song. Kind of straddles the line between like a hard rock song and a ballad. It does have a little bit of that Alice Cooper, that classic Alice Cooper sound, but it is kind of updated for you know, the music of that time. The next one's called Might As Well Be on Mars. This is another one co-written by Desmond Child. It wasn't released as a single, I don't think, but it does have that like big sound, the keyboards, that like really like power ballad sound. Has clean guitars in the intro and a heavy chorus. And this one has a really like powerful breakdown. I really like Alice Cooper's vocal style on this one. It has like the orchestral elements during the breakdown. So this is like a very like heavily produced song. It's also fairly long at 7 minutes. And next is their probably their biggest song from the album, called Feed My Frankenstein. This one has a very big lineup. It has Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. Those are the guitar shredders of the time. It has Nikki Sixx. Has Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, who kind of like delivers like one line towards the end. The song was also featured on the Wayne's World soundtrack, so it was a very big song. It's also a song that's played live often. I think he probably plays it at almost every show. Kind of like a heavy rock song, has really heavy riff. Really great song, lots of guitar effects. And you know, the solos, like I said, they have those shredders, so those have those shredding solos. So this is one of his like signature songs that has kind of like stood the test of time. The next couple of songs, like until the last one, are good songs, but they're not very memorable. The last one is one of my favorites. But the next song is called Hurricane Years. This one has Vinnie Moore, kind of a hard rock song, very upbeat drum beat, lots of like lead guitar licks. The next song is called Little by Little. This one has Satriani on it. Another pretty cool song, has a little different sound, has a pretty cool like bass sound, has a pretty cool like guitar effects, kind of like a flanger, I think it is. It's pretty cool guitar shredding on it, and this is just a decent song. The next one is called Die For You. This one has Mick Mars. Another power ballad. You know, there's lots of power ballads on this album. Has a piano and clean guitar, the electric guitar solos, you know, everything you would expect in a power ballad. Next is Dirty Dreams. This one has Vinnie Moore on it. This is a hard rocker, kind of like the typical glam metal sound. A little more of that like bluesy, like dirty rock sound. I'm thinking of a band like Guns N' Roses. Has some like harmonica, maybe even sounding a little bit like Aerosmith of that time. And the last song is my favorite, and it's called Wind Up Toy. Now, when this album came out, it didn't really get a lot of attention. It wasn't released as a single, but this is one of those songs that just really has a great blend of that like hair metal sound, as well as his like classic sound from the early 70s. Now this song is about the Steven character, and we know him from the past albums, you know, most notably from Welcome to My Nightmare. We've heard a lot of songs about Steven, and a lot of the different albums. But this is a really great song. It still has that like hair metal sound, but it also brings back that classic sound. You know, it's hard rock, has some nice piano, but you know, the lyrics are about like talking about Steven, and you know, towards the end, you know, you kind of hear about you know, his mom calling, and it's a great way to end this song. So all in all, I like this album. When I did my Alice Cooper ranking, I ranked it I think it was in the teens, you know, considering that Alice Cooper has 28 studio albums. So it wasn't one of his best, wasn't one of his worst, but it is a decent album. I think it's just very like power ballad heavy, but there are a couple of really great songs. My favorites are Hey Stoopid, Feed My Frankenstein, and my number one is Wind Up Toy. So I would give this album an 8.5 out of 10. as a score. So it is a really good. It did stand up. It did stand the test of time. So it is a really good album to go back to. I probably do prefer a couple of the other ones. I think I do like Trash a little better. Some people might not like Trash, but I just kind of have more of like a personal history with Trash. It was kind of like my introduction to Alice. So anyway, that's it. Comment below what do you think of Hey Stoopid. Have you listened to it in a while? And let me talk about real quick what's coming up next. Tomorrow, a really big anniversary that I totally forgot about. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality, celebrating 50 years. Then I have an Ozzy Osbourne ranking, and then the weekend's coming. New releases by Yngwie Malmsteen, Mordred, that's a thrash band, and The Descendants, which is a punk band. I'll do the Powerwolf ranking. I'm kind of postponing that to a little later. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.